And welcome to Hannity. Former Speaker of the House Newt Gingrich. He'll be here in just a minute. But first, the people in Washington, D.C. and the political elites, well, they're not President-elect Donald Trump's friends, and they never will be. And that's tonight's opening monologue. Now, Donald Trump, he's been meeting with the likes of Mitt Romney, Chicago Mayo, Rahm, Rambo, Deadfish Emanuel, people like Al Gore. Now, my advice to the president-elect tonight is be very careful. Now, while President-elect Trump, he considers Romney for Secretary of State, he should remember all of the vicious and nasty and horrible things that he said about him on the campaign trail.
If we Republicans choose Donald Trump as our nominee, the prospects for a safe and prosperous future are greatly diminished. Now, Donald Trump tells us that he is very, very smart. I'm afraid that when it comes to foreign policy, he is very, very not smart. Dishonesty is Donald Trump's hallmark. Think of Donald Trump's personal qualities: the bullying, the greed, the showing off, the misogyny, the absurd third-grade theatrics. Here's what I know. Donald Trump is a phony, a fraud. His promises are as worthless as a degree from Trump University.
It's pretty vicious. Do you really want him in your cabinet? Then there's Rambo Deadfish Emanuel, the mayor of Chicago. He has deep political ties to President Obama and, of course, the Clintons. Now, he was at Trump Tower earlier today playing nice, but just recently, Emanuel has said he will oppose Donald Trump on sanctuary cities. Take a look.
To be clear about what Chicago is, it always will be a sanctuary city. Now, administrations may change, but our values and principles as it relates to inclusion does not.
Then, of course, you have global warming alarmist, former Vice President Al Gore. He was at Trump Tower earlier this week. However, we have to remember the campaign attacks that came from the former vice president and all the crazy stuff he said. Like, watch this.
Hillary Clinton will make solving the climate crisis a top national priority. Her opponent, based on the ideas that he has presented, would take us toward a climate catastrophe.
We face a genuine planetary emergency. We cannot just talk about it. We have to act on it. The planet has a fever. If your baby has a fever, you go to the doctor. If the doctor says you need to intervene here, you don't say, well, I read a science fiction novel that tells me it's not a problem.
They are in favor of affirmative action if you can dunk the basketball or sink a three-point shot. But they're not in favor of it if you merely have the potential to be a leader in your community and bring people together. Don't tell me we've got a colorblind society.
Of course, Republicans are racist. There's global warming, fear-mongering. Now, there's also President Obama. Now, early this morning on the Today Show, Donald Trump talked about his relationship with the current commander-in-chief. Listen to this.
I've now gotten to know President Obama. I really like him. We have, I think I can say at least for myself, I can't speak for him, but we have a really good chemistry together. We talk. He loves the country. He wants to do right by the country and for the country. And I will tell you, we obviously very much disagree on certain policies and certain things, but, you know, I really like him as a person.
President Obama has been one of the worst presidents in American history. That's just a fact. Now, the president-elect, I understand he's taking the high road here, and I guess probably he should to bring the country together. But to me, it's pretty obvious that President Obama is putting on a front in front of the country. Now, our own Ed Henry, he's reporting that the president is planning a farewell tour in mid-January with major speeches in up to 3 cities. The likely goal, to undermine Donald Trump before the inauguration and, of course, to try and alter the political narrative. Now, as we've said before, there's no way that President Obama will follow in President George W. Bush's footsteps and, out of respect for the office, not criticize the next commander-in-chief. President Obama is a divisive, radical, left-wing ideologue. Always was, always will be. And once he's out of office, he'll be going after Donald Trump the same way he did on the campaign trail. We might remember this.
This is somebody who spent 70 years on this earth, showing no respect for working people. This is somebody who vilifies minorities, vilifies immigrants, vilifies people of Muslim faith. If you disrespect women before you are elected president, you will disrespect women when you're in office. If you accept the support of Klan sympathizers, the Klan, and hesitate when asked about that support, then you'll tolerate that support when you're in office.
And finally, there's the Republican leadership in Washington, D.C. Now, I'm glad to see they're late in the game. They're finally coming around and supporting Donald Trump. But I'm an old Reagan guy, and I think it's worth remembering his admonition, his famous line, trust but verify. So my recommendation to the president-elect is to set the agenda and push for that legislation that he wants first. And then Republicans in Congress can do what they want later on. Now, Washington, it might seem like a nice place, but as Trump has said, it's a swamp. And as soon as things get even a little bit tough, those people, these newfound friends, the political class, they will turn on him on a dime. So if the president-elect, if he wants any real friends in Washington, well, I heard he just got a dog called Patton. If he wants 2 friends, get 2 dogs.